If you're on Social Security or disability benefits, listen, I have breaking news. I have the November 2025 Social Security payment schedule. And here's the thing, there's a whole bunch of Social Security recipients that are not going to get their benefits at all in the month of November. I'm going to explain why. But the key point is, when is your benefit going to hit your account? I'm going to give you the specific dates as released by the Social Security Administration that is shown on this chart. Plus, I have news about Medicare. If you're trying to switch between Medicare Advantage to traditional Medicare during this open enrollment season, you want to wait till you hear this before you do that, because starting in January 2026, traditional Medicare is going to require pre-authorization for certain procedures, devices, and services. And this is a pilot program that the Center for Medicare is doing, which kind of feels like they're turning traditional Medicare into Medicare Advantage. I'm going to give you all these details before you make that switch. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefits expert. For 15 years, I've been helping seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve. I create content on Social Security, disability, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance topics that affect seniors and their retirement, their benefits, and finances. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am glad you're here. Do me a quick favor, go into the comment section and let me know your city and your state. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, welcome back. I am glad you're here. So let's dive right into the Social Security payment schedule. When are your benefits going to hit your account in the month of November? Now, you may already know this, but Social Security benefits for disability and retirement are paid based on a specific birthday. If your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your Social Security or SSDI benefits are paid on the second Wednesday of the month. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, your Social Security or SSDI are paid on the third Wednesday. And finally, if you're born between the 21st and the end of the month, your benefits are paid on the fourth Wednesday of the month. So what does that translate into actual dates? Here is the Social Security schedule released by the Social Security Administration, and I'm going to distill it for you. So if you were born between the 1st and the 10th, you are going to get your November payments on November the 12th, which is the second Wednesday. If you're born between the 11th and the 20th, your benefits is going to hit your bank account on November the 19th. And if you're born between the 21st and the end of the month, you are going to get your Social Security and SSDI benefits on November the 26th. Now, I said there are millions of Social Security recipients that are not going to get their benefits for the month of November. And those are those who are getting Social Security Supplemental Security Income, that otherwise known as SSI benefits. Why are they not going to get any payment at all during the month of November? It is because November the 1st is a holiday, a weekend, actually. It's a weekend. And so Social Security does not pay benefits on weekends or holidays. And so, because November the 1st is a weekend, your November payment for SSI is going to be paid the weekday before, which will be Friday, October the 31st, which is tomorrow. And so, you want to make sure that you budget accordingly, because you are not going to get any SSI payments at all in the month of November. Now, if you do not receive your Social Security benefits, that is concerning for everybody. It may be because you have an overpayment situation, but you have to wait 3 business days just to make sure that it's not a bank transfer issue between your bank and Social Security. But after 3 business days, if your Social Security or disability benefits does not hit your account, call the Social Security Administration, because you may be in debt with the Social Security Administration and they are holding your check to pay back that debt. Yes, it happens. 3 million people each year have Social Security overpayments. And if you're on Social Security retirement or SSDI, they will cut your check in half and use it to pay what you owe until it's paid off. If you're on SSI, they will take 10% of your SSI check until the money is paid off. If you have any questions about all of this, let me know in the comment section below. Now, remember when I started this, I talked about switching from Medicare Advantage plan to Medicare, original Medicare. And I told you there is a new change So let's talk about that. First of all, let me address how do you switch from traditional Medicare to, or switch from Medicare Advantage to traditional Medicare? Well, there are 3 steps in doing that. Step number 1, you have to call your plan and cancel, and then you can call Medicare at 1-800 633 4227. So you call Medicare at 1-800 663 4227 after you've canceled the plan. But there are 3 opportunities for you to be able to make the switch. The first opportunity, which is right now, is the Medicare open enrollment season. It started on October the 15th. It's going to end on December the 7th. And you can switch between Medicare Advantage and traditional Medicare. Now, when you do that, your coverage is going to begin on January the 1st, 2026. So that is the first window of opportunity to be able to do this. The second window is during the Medicare Advantage open enrollment season. That happens from January the 1st to March the 31st. And when you make the switch, your coverage is going to begin the first of the month after your request is processed. The other period that you can switch between the two is during what they call special enrollment periods. That happen throughout the year. And it's when you probably moved out of state or you moved out of your plan's coverage area, and now you need to get a new plan, and you can switch from Advantage to traditional Medicare. Or when there is a change in the contract of your Medicare Advantage plan, that gives you an opening or a window to be able to switch to traditional Medicare. Now, switching from Medicare Advantage to traditional Medicare is going to leave you some gaps that you have to fill. The first one is prescription drug coverage, Medicare Plan D. Now, you have 63 days in order to switch, get a Medicare Plan D standalone plan before you start facing penalties. Now, when you switch to a Plan D or you get a Plan D plan, you are going to pay a monthly premium. Usually it's between $0 to $100, but typically around $20 to $30 a month. Plus, there is out-of-pocket costs, co-pays, co-insurance. But the good news is that there is out-of-pocket maximum. For 2026, that is $2,100. And you can even spread it over a 12-month period by enrolling in a payment plan. So getting a Part D plan has become much easier. Even though drug prices are going up, there's at least good news that your out-of-pocket cost is capped at $2,100, and you can spread it over a 12-month period. In addition, remember, traditional Medicare Part A and Part B does not cover everything. It only covers 80% of what you need, and so you have to get what they call a supplement plan, and otherwise known as a Medigap plan. Now, Medigap plans, the most popular one is Plan G, and that usually costs around $160 a month in premium. So making that switch from Medicare Advantage to traditional Medicare is going to cost you your Part B monthly premium, which is about $206 starting January 2026. And you're going to pay your Medigap plan if you get a Plan G around $160. So now you're in for $350 total between the two. And then your Medicare Part G plan comes with an annual deductible. It's about $260. So you have to consider those things. Now, it is not as easy switching to a Medigap plan from a Medicare Advantage plan because some insurers are going to want to underwrite you, especially if you have pre-existing conditions. They may deny you coverage altogether, or they may ask you to pay more. Depending on how long you've been on Medicare Advantage, you may have to go through underwriting where you answer medical questions, etc., etc. And so that is something you need to consider before you make the switch. Now, some states offer what we call the guaranteed rights of Medigap, the guaranteed right issue, which means that there are specific states that allow you to switch your between Medigap plans or get on Medigap without the underwriting problems or underwriting procedure. or underwriting screening. And they let you do that during specific times of the year or during specific circumstances. For example, some of them will allow you to do it during your birthday to be able to switch without having to answer those questions or go through the underwriting screening that may deny you coverage or increase your premium. So that is how you do the switch. Now, what I wanted to share with you was that starting January 1st, 2026, you're going to require pre authorization if you live in 6 states and you're on traditional Medicare. And those states are Texas, Washington State, Ohio, Oklahoma, New Jersey, and Arizona. The Center for Medicare Services, CMS, is doing a pilot program called the WISER pilot program. And what does WISER stand for? I can tell you in a second if I can find my sheet. WISER stands for, waste and inappropriate service reduction. So basically, they're doing this to eliminate waste and fraud. President Trump and his cabinet have been all about that. That was what initiated Doge. And now they're bringing it to Medicare, traditional Medicare. And a lot of seniors used to think that traditional Medicare was better than Medicare Advantage because you don't have to jump through all the hoops. Well, now they're bringing the hoops to Medicare, traditional Medicare, and making it look like Medicare Advantage. Let me know what you think in the comments because I don't like this at all. But anyway, they are doing the WISER pilot. Wasteful and inappropriate service reduction is going to be in 6 states, and they're going to use technology, including AI, to make prior authorization or approval so to get specific services and procedures and devices. Now, one of them that jumped out at me was that if you need epidural steroids for pain management, you are going to need to get prior authorization. Now, when you think about seniors and pain, there are a lot of seniors that fall or get into situations where they need pain management. And the fact that now they're putting pain management as one of the things that you need pre authorization or pre approval for, it's making me feel a little bit uneasy about this. So, anyway, that's the pilot. So, before you make the switch between Medicare Advantage to traditional Medicare, know that if you live in one of these states for the next 5 years, you will have to get pre authorization, and it may be rolled out nationwide after the 5 years if the pilot goes well. And knowing how the government functions, believe me when I say this, their plan is to roll it nationwide. They're just testing the waters to see how it goes. So while you make the switch, if you need help, if you found all of this confusing, call the number on your screen. That is our partner, Chapter Medicare, at 539-205-2147. What can Chapter do for you? They offer free and biased opinion to help you see what options, Medicare options are during this open enrollment are available to you. A lot of Advantage plans have left certain states. A lot of hospitals are dropping Advantage plans. There's so many changes happening that you don't want to do this alone. Work with the experts. And the third reason is that they have access to all 24,000 Medicare plans that are out there. They know what is available in your state, what fits your budget, what provider networks you need to be in, and most importantly, how does it serve your needs the best? So, if you want peace of mind during this open enrollment season and switch to a better plan that works for you and fits your needs, call Chapter today. 539-205-2147 is during open enrollment season. They're very busy, but they are the guys to work with. So be patient with it and call during the weekends, and you will probably get through much easier. Plus, if you would rather have them call you, I'm going to put a link to a form in the description and in the comments. Fill out the form. It takes a minute, and Chapter will call you and work with you to get the peace of mind about Medicare that I've been talking for months now, about something that I think every senior needs because of all the changes that are happening with Medicare. If you like what you heard, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.